Chosen one, you are not hearing this by coincidence, and you did not step into this moment randomly. This encounter was orchestrated with intention aligned by divine precision and spiritual timing beyond your sight. Heaven has guided you here because what you have been sensing quietly, what you have been carrying without language, is nearing manifestation. What has been developing behind the scenes is preparing to move from the invisible into the visible. The shift is close enough to feel. You are standing at the threshold of a supernatural breakthrough. This is not imagination. It is not emotional excitement building momentum in your mind. This is alignment. What seemed postponed has reached its appointed hour. As written in Book of Habakkuk 2:3, the vision waits for its set time, but when it speaks, it does not deceive. What approaches you now is elevation that arrives suddenly, a heaven-sent adjustment carrying substance, proportion, and purpose. Anointed one. The pressure you endured was not opposition meant to stop you. It was preparation designed to strengthen you. Closed doors were shielding you. Unexpected turns were refining you. What is coming is not random income. It is provision assigned by God, calibrated specifically to your capacity, released because you became able to sustain it. This is not chance, it is confirmation. Yet understand this, divine reminders are not always dramatic or loud. Sometimes they arrive quietly, steady, and simple, something you can return to when the moment feels heavy. What has been prepared rests calmly beneath the surface, not in urgency, but in assurance. The transfer is nearly visible, and if your spirit has been attentive, you already know this is not fantasy. Something has shifted beneath the surface of your life. At first it was subtle, then it became undeniable. Peace has interrupted anxieties that once controlled you. Clarity has replaced confusion that lingered for months. Even your body feels different, responding as if it understands something your mind has not fully processed. That is not coincidence. That is preparation. Anointed one, financial release rarely begins with numbers. It begins with atmosphere. Before accounts increase, appetites shift. You may have noticed that you no longer tolerate what once drained you. Conversations that used to entertain you now exhaust you. Habits that once felt harmless now feel heavy. Comfort no longer satisfies the way alignment does. This is how heaven prepares a vessel. God adjusts the internal economy before releasing external overflow. What is coming carries weight, and weight requires strength, wisdom, and restraint. Capacity must expand before currency does. Long before visible provision arrives, character is fortified in private. I have witnessed this pattern repeatedly, not only within the pages of Scripture, but in lived experience. The moment before provision often feels like a strange mixture of stillness and pressure. Nothing appears different, yet everything feels altered. It mirrors what is written in Book of Habakkuk 2:3. The vision waits for its appointed time. Not because it is uncertain, but because timing safeguards the outcome. What you are sensing is that appointed time drawing close. This is not emotional hype. It is a sacred unveiling. God has been working behind the curtain of your life in ways you could not measure. Quiet approvals have been granted. Delays have been lifted. Figures have been reassigned. Doors you never saw are already in motion. Now the results of that unseen labor are pressing toward visibility. The transfer is nearly visible because heaven has completed arrangements that earth is about to reflect. You were rich in faith long before you were funded in currency. You learned obedience when resources were limited. You practiced generosity when it cost you. You exercised restraint when bitterness would have been easier. That internal wealth is what qualified you. Money follows mastery, and mastery is proven in hidden seasons. The resources approaching you are not meant to impress observers. They are meant to affirm what heaven already knows about you. Anointed one, this substantial release is not intended merely for comfort. It is tied to assignment. Ordinary survival was never your destination. You did not endure years of misunderstanding, quiet obedience, and private battles just to remain in maintenance mode. God remembers every time you gave while having little. He remembers the nights when hope felt thin and your prayers barely formed words. None of it was overlooked. This is not random fortune. It is accumulated faith returning in visible form. There were seasons when rejection felt deeply personal, doors shut without explanation, opportunities dissolved at the last second. But as you look back, you can now recognize it was not punishment. It was protection. God would not permit the wrong wealth to attach itself to your future. He refused to allow contaminated provision to finance your calling. What is arriving is clean. It carries no hidden control, no silent obligation, no concealed cost. It is ordained. You may have wondered why others could not understand your restraint or see the scope of your vision. Some were never meant to accompany you into the next territory. Their confusion was not your failure, it was separation by design. God perceived what they could not. What is approaching your life is measurable, specific, undeniable. You will recognize it instantly, even if it feels surreal at first. When it appears, do not rush to explain it. Do not seek validation. Step into it with calm authority. You did not strive your way here, you healed your way here. The cost was internal. The reward is external. This is what provision backed by heaven looks like. When alignment meets timing, explanation becomes unnecessary. This moment is not about public approval, it is about personal confirmation. Your prayers are about to echo back to you not just as feelings, but as form. Chosen one, the ideas you once wrote down quietly, the visions you dismissed as unrealistic, the plans that felt too large for your current reality. They were never discarded. They remained part of the blueprint. God did not abandon them. He waited until you were fully aligned to carry them without fear or ego. Every delay refined you. Every detour strengthened you. Every disappointment trained your discernment. You were not overlooked. You were upgraded. This transfer is not the beginning of your story. It is evidence that the beginning has already been unfolding beneath the surface. What is unlocking now will impact more than finances. It will recalibrate how you see yourself. Confidence worn thin by waiting will be restored. Vision restrained by responsibility will receive funding, and a clear line will mark this as a defining turning point in your life. There is no room for doubt in this season. If you asked for a sign, this is it. If you needed reassurance that heaven has not misplaced your name, observe the atmosphere around you. The tone of conversations is shifting. Your environment is making room. Opportunities feel different. This is not exaggeration. It is fulfillment approaching. The transfer is almost visible, and this is only the first threshold. What follows will require you to remain grounded, attentive, and present. Because when heaven moves in this manner, momentum follows. There comes a stage when what was hidden cannot remain concealed. Not because it was forced forward, but because it reached maturity. This moment did not begin today. It began when you chose obedience over convenience. It began when you remained honest, while compromise seemed rewarded. It began when you said yes to God without full explanation. What you are witnessing now is the visible unfolding of sustained endurance. Heaven does not release weight without testing capacity first. Anointed one, you were not postponed to frustrate you. You were positioned to fortify you. There were layers within you that needed quiet refinement, far from applause and recognition. Your patience was not passive. It was active trust. Every waiting season recalibrated your character, sharpened your discernment, and purified your motives. That is why this transfer carries authority. It is not merely provision, it is permission. Let me speak plainly for a moment. There is a specific kind of loneliness that surfaces right before breakthrough. The noise diminishes, support grows thin, Even familiar routines stop feeling comfortable. Many misread this stage as loss. In truth, it is separation. God often isolates what he intends to elevate, not to punish it, but to preserve it. Too many voices too early could have diluted the clarity you now possess. You may have questioned why certain relationships dissolved, or why familiar systems no longer sustained you. That was not collapse. It was shedding. What you are entering cannot be supported by outdated structures. Higher levels require refined systems, firmer boundaries, and sharper discernment. Heaven has been training you quietly how to listen without reacting, how to observe without announcing, how to move without seeking approval. These are not spiritual luxuries. They are stewardship requirements. This transfer is not supplementary income. It is supernatural supply. God is not stabilizing you at the minimum. He is releasing more than enough to build, expand, and multiply. That is why responsibility was emphasized so heavily during preparation. Heaven observed how you handled disappointment, how you carried loss, how you treated others when no one was watching. Overflow follows integrity, not image. The timing was deliberate because what is arriving needed protection. Patterns within your lineage had to end with you. Cycles of fear, scarcity, or mismanagement could not attach themselves to this release. God sealed this blessing with your obedience. It is encrypted to your frequency. No one else could intercept it. Chosen one, the early indicators are already surfacing. Conversations carry a different tone. Opportunities appear without strain. Ideas come with unusual precision. Even ordinary matters, a message, a call, an introduction, feel weighted with possibility. Do not dismiss what seems small. Large rooms are often entered through modest doors. This is how reversal unfolds. Not with disorder, but with structure. Not with chaos, but with alignment. It may begin through something that looks ordinary, a forgotten asset, an overlooked connection, a practical opening that seems simple on the surface, yet carries access beneath it. Pay attention. Heaven rarely advertises the miracle before it matures. It allows discovery so humility remains intact. What is coming to you is not proportionate to what you earned. It is proportionate to what you endured. You survived uncertainty without surrendering to cynicism. You carried unanswered questions without abandoning trust. You sowed faithfully without demanding immediate return. At endurance trained your spirit to sustain more than you realize. This transfer is distinct. It is high value, authorized by heaven, and connected to purpose. There are ideas within you that have been waiting for capital, not courage. Assignments paused, not because vision was lacking, but because timing was safeguarding the structure. Projects, properties, initiatives aligned with your calling are tied to this release. Money is not the focus, it is the instrument. Do not be surprised if your desires begin to refine. Appetite shifts before expansion. You may feel drawn to learn more, structure more, plan more carefully. That is not coincidence. It is preparation. Your mind is being aligned with the influence you are about to carry. This is no longer merely about covering expenses. It is about constructing blueprints. Resistance may attempt one final surge. Old fears may whisper. External doubt may grow louder. That noise often precedes release. You have matured enough to recognize distraction. You understand when silence is strength and when restraint is wisdom. You did not simply wait, you grew while waiting. Chosen one, this is not just a passing moment, it is a decisive shift your future self will look back on and recognize as the pivot that changed everything. As momentum builds, greater clarity will be required because acceleration is increasing. The ground beneath you feels unfamiliar because it has already changed. When heaven initiates a transfer of this scale, the environment responds before the evidence appears. There is a subtle trembling within you, not rooted in fear, but in anticipation. Your spirit has been alert for a reason. You are nearing the point where waiting transitions into movement. This is not loud or chaotic provision. It is steady, sustained support. Not a single dramatic event, but the beginning of a consistent flow. The alignment I.S. already established. Your name is attached to the release. This has nothing to do with flawlessness. It is about faithfulness. The provision comes not because you were perfect, but because you remained steady under pressure. This is an answer, not an accident. Provision answers obedience, even when obedience was unseen. As clarity increases, you will begin to notice how much was arranged quietly on your behalf. Your restlessness was not instability, it was expansion stretching your capacity. Your surroundings have been adjusting to make space for what is arriving. You are not just stepping into increase, you are stepping into a new financial identity, moving from hoping to carrying, from believing to stewarding. This substantial release is more than currency. It is validation, tangible confirmation of a truth forming for years. God measured your pain. He observed your loyalty. He saw your responses when no applause followed. What is coming is not just provision, it is testimony. The timing is exact, not early, not late. The same precision that governed your refinement now governs your release. Vision is about to meet verification. Chosen one, you are not entering this chapter empty-handed. Spiritually, your hands have been full for a long time. The resources are simply catching up to the responsibility you have already been carrying. This transfer is designed to elevate without exhausting you. It is stable, uncontaminated, free from hidden bondage. It will endure because its source is divine, not human striving. When it arrives, new conversations will be necessary. New boundaries will be established, but you are prepared for that transition. Your discernment has been trained so the increase does not overwhelm you. You will not react impulsively, you will recognize the shift and move with composure. This release is not meant to erase your past, it is meant to amplify your future. It marks the point where a baton changes hands and a new phase begins. There are seasons when what God provides is not just for maintenance but for rebuilding. This is one of those seasons. You will reconstruct what others abandoned. You will restore what was left fractured. This provision will not remain idle. It will move with intention. It will fund ideas, relieve burdens, and establish systems that endure. Wealth always arrives with a blueprint, and that blueprint has been forming within you for years. You do not need to defend your arrival. Let the evidence speak. Let it answer questions you were too tired to explain. Every quiet sacrifice, every restrained response, every decision to remain faithful when logic said withdraw. Those were seeds. Now the harvest is not approaching, it is surfacing. External systems do not determine your security. This provision bypasses limitations and flows where alignment exists. Doors will open without force, resources will locate you. Favor will precede you because your frequency has shifted. Remain steady, remain attentive. What is arriving requires a peaceful place to land, and your spirit has become that place. Chosen one, abundance is not the conclusion of your story. It is the beginning of stewardship. There is a kind of fatigue that forms not from doubt, but from duration. The weariness that develops when you have believed correctly for a long time without visible confirmation. You did not lose faith. You carried it. And carrying something sacred over an extended season quietly demands more than most people understand. This stretch of the journey is not dramatic. It is steady. It is marked by consistency rather than celebration, showing up again when there is no applause, choosing integrity when no one is monitoring you, continuing to pray when the words feel familiar rather than electrifying. Good. Many misinterpret that exhaustion as weakness. In truth, it is evidence of fidelity. You stayed when leaving would have been easier. You honored your word without external pressure. You chose discipline over shortcuts. That kind of endurance may not look impressive outwardly, but it is deeply valued in the unseen. Heaven measures weight differently than the world does. There were mornings when faith felt less like fire and more like routine. You fulfilled responsibilities, made wise decisions, and went to sleep without a breakthrough headline attached to the day. That was not stagnation, it was cultivation. Soil performs its most significant work underground before anything visible emerges. Waiting never meant inactivity. It meant remaining aligned while the promise matured. Some of your most powerful moments did not look spiritual at all. Paying obligations responsibly, walking away from rushed opportunities, choosing peace over argument, guarding your inner life while external results lagged behind. Those ordinary acts form the rhythm that the coming transfer depends upon. This quiet stage was never wasted. It shaped your instincts. It taught you to respond without panic and to move without pressure. When the evidence becomes undeniable, you will not be frantic. You will be prepared. Endurance held you steady under pressure. Readiness now holds you steady under increase. Chosen one, this is the threshold where preparation transforms into positioning. Nothing dramatic announces it. Internally, something settles. You stop forcing, stop proving, stop reaching. That stillness is the signal that readiness has already arrived. Heaven never hurries what is already aligned. You are being positioned financially, relationally, mentally, and spiritually. Certain conversations are no longer accessible, not because of superiority, but because your focus has sharpened. Ed, you listen more, respond with timing rather than urgency, and move with intention. These are not personality shifts, they are stewardship traits forming in real time. Life is being simplified. Noise falls away. Distractions lose influence. Urgency gives way to clarity. Temptation shifts subtly, no longer about obvious compromise, but impatience and rushing outcomes. Your discernment protects you. Timing determines longevity. Boundaries were learned first. Responsibility has been proven. Calm authority, not impulsive reaction, governs the way forward. Momentum may feel like compression, a narrowing of focus, but this is alignment meant to launch you. One season is releasing, another is ready to receive. You do not need to see the entire path. Presence is enough. Your intuition has sharpened to recognize what serves your assignment. Heaven increases awareness alongside access. This transfer will meet you exactly where you are. It is not fragile opportunity, it is established provision, prepared in peace, arriving in peace. It will not overwhelm because your identity is now anchored. Your relationship with money reflects your alignment, not scarcity or ego. Decisions, investments, and influence will be governed by purpose. What is almost visible is now within reach. When it arrives fully, it will feel familiar, like it was always meant to meet you. Here, this is the stabilization of one season and the platform for what follows. The pressure you endured was never punishment. It was preparation. Your faithfulness, discipline, and alignment have built a foundation strong enough to carry favor without collapse. Gratitude, humility, and clarity will guide you as you step forward. You are ready. The promise is arriving. Recognize it, receive it, steward it,